Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Yamato. And we got a double feature. It's been a while since we've done a double feature video for y'all. Yeah, so I didn't know which one I would rather show you guys, so I decided to show you both. I played 2 games in Yamato and both of them are showable, so yeah, double feature. Seemed perfect. Been a while. Also, there's a couple of people been asking for Kaba lately, so I did record a Kaba video. That'll be tomorrow. So those of you interested in seeing me play the Kaba, Kaba is one of my best destroyers in terms of win rate. I think I got like a 75% win rate in the Kaba because I play the Kaba differently than everybody else plays it. But that's just me. I play to win. It ain't all about damage. I play to win. But yeah, we'll go over that when we get there. But yeah, for those of you just joining, I want to say thank you guys for your continued support. Hope you guys are having a great week. And also, just between us, by the time you see this, hopefully, will have received my brand new graphics card for my PC. And I've already had the power supply. I'll be upgrading from my current 500 watt power supply to a 1000 watt power supply, which future-proofs my PC by a little bit, so I ain't got to worry about power being an issue. And the new graphics card is going to be a 4070 Ti Super as I blast that island, because the island deserved it. But a 4070 Ti Super, huge upgrade from my current RTX 2060. So hopefully we'll be able to do some more PC stuff going forward. Hopefully we'll be able to stream at a higher quality and stuff on PC games and so on and so forth. You guys know the deal. I love playing and streaming, and one of the things that's kind of held me back from streaming PC games in particular has been the fact that I just don't have the ability to do it at the quality that oh my god. Splitting up a little bit, isn't it? It wasn't too bad though. Ended up hitting 4 out of 6 shells. That's pretty good out of a Yama. I ain't gonna lie. We'll take it. But anyway, we're going to show you guys a couple of good videos. If everything goes well, I should also be streaming some burger elite meats for you guys today. If you guys are interested in that. It should be, oh my god, and RNG giveth and RNG taketh away. But fortunately for us, the Gdansk here is doing his thing where he radars and smokes and ruins the day of the Shima. Unfortunately, the Hakuyu, I just like saying it wrong. I know it's not saying it correctly, but the Hakuru managed to absolutely torp our Gdansk in the process. I take a shot here into the smoke screen, but it doesn't matter because Gdansk does finish him off, which is huge, but he has managed to trade all of his hit points in the process because that smoke screen was hiding a Columbo, which is not ideal. That Columbo was yeeting away at our Gdansk as well as the Hakuru. But I'm going to showcase in this one just a refusal to give up. And we're also going to showcase why this game can be so incredibly frustrating. Now, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point. But, like, I say this a lot. And the reason I say it a lot is because people keep doing it. And I want to reiterate to everybody, even though I know it's not you guys doing it, because you guys watch my videos, you guys hear me say it all the time, and you don't do it, right? Because you guys are the good peoples. It's the other people, the people that don't go out there and look, they're the problems. But you'll notice that on the right side, both of those ships have left their spawn, or at least they haven't left their spawn. I'll say that. They haven't left their spawn, but they're not holding their side. I came over to the right side of the island to help these guys, right? That was my purpose. I came over here to help with the Gdansk. I came over here to help with these guys on my right so that we could potentially control this side of the map, because I spawned with a division, one of them being a Conqueror that was there with the Gdansk, that I assumed would go to the left and help hold that side. And what we have is kind of a stalemate here. And unfortunately, this just happens to be... That was pretty good RNG too, but only hit 2 shells in the end. But unfortunately, what happens in this stalemate is this is one of the very few games that ends up being a carrier at Legendary Tier. And I am not in the ideal ship to be going up against a Legendary Tier carrier. And this Legendary Tier carrier is going to feel some type of way about me for the entire duration of the match. Which is not ideal. And it's going to lead to a very rare medal for a Yama, and that is a clear skies. You don't see it very often, mainly because Yama's AA not the greatest. Unfortunately, Wargaming doesn't add in the extra flak that would be available for the Yama, because the Yama, believe it or not, the Yama actually had 18-inch flak shells that it was capable of shooting out of its 18-inch guns, which is absurd when you think about it. Imagine that flak explosion. Now, turns out that the reason they didn't model it in the game is simply that it wasn't all that effective. I mean, it didn't help the Yama at the time, and there's no record that the Yama actually fired them when he was being, or when Yama was being attacked by the American planes. But what ends up being a problem is Yama just simply doesn't have the damage controls. It doesn't have the heals to deal with being under duress by a carrier in this game. And so you've got to be very, very aware of that. Now, Mino over here, this is where I start to get a little bit irritating. Because this Mino is just rolling this side of the map, and there's nobody stopping him. Like, I'm here, and I'm the only one, I guess there is somebody shooting at him, but I'm really the only one trying to stop this Mino from being a nuisance to everybody. Because the people that spawned there aren't doing their job. But we get a shot out here, and he gets away with murder. Dude is angled slightly. That should have been potential Dev Strike material. Even if it wasn't, it should have been at least a Citadel, right? At least one of those shells should have been a Citadel. But as we move forward to use the island to protect us from the Mino, there's still an unknown destroyer out here. And by unknown, I mean I know it's a Shima, but I don't know where he's at. He's never been spotted. So I don't want to run into a Shima anytime soon. And we know that there's an Alaska pushing up on that left side, but thankfully there's only an Alaska on that left side. Mutsu gets, or not Mutsu, or Musashi, that's close. They're both Japanese, both big ships. But Musashi gets spotted broadside to us, so we reach out and we slap him, just giving him the old 6 for 6. That's something you don't see ever. That man lucky he's still alive, because we did Citadel him, but we hit that man with all 6 front guns with one shot. That's rare. I need to go play the lottery after that, Sabo. But Hakuryu gets spotted, and then watch the dispersion on this. The grouping, holy moly. Rear turret of justice coming through and punching that man right in the mouth. How is that only one, though? Explain that. Those rounds were touching. They hit it at exactly the same place. How was that only one? Nobody knows. But it doesn't matter because he's almost dead. He unfortunately does manage to torpedo Orishima to death, which is hilarious. But we end up hitting him again, and then the Zhao manages to finish him off. Remember, Zhao overmatches, I believe, right? Zhao is, or no, I'm thinking Yoshino. Zhao is essentially the heavy cruiser version, okay? Yoshino is the one that would overmatch. It's the super cruiser. It's the Super Azuma. But watch what happens next. You can see carrier comes in, drops torpedoes, gets the flood. We put that out. And I gotta stop immediately damage conning a single flood in this game, because now that they adjusted how floods work, floods aren't nearly as dangerous unless you get multiples of them, because you can now get multiples of them. Now, we get another shot here at this Musashi, and again, it looks pretty fantastic. You can't argue with that kind of dispersion. I was getting pretty lucky here. And again, we hit 5 out of 6 shells. Like, how is this man still alive? And I don't know who he pissed off at Wargaming to give me this kind of RNG, but man, I don't know. If that was me on the receiving end, these would all be Citadels. But I somehow managed to get the best RNG, and nope, there it is. There's the carrier. He hits me with the flood and then comes back and hits me with a double fire. That is unfortunate. But those astute among you may be paying attention and seeing that there's a creeping ship to my left. And he ain't fooling nobody, folks. He may not be spotted yet, but he will be. And we already know, and as we lose our rear turret, I was about to throw something. I ain't gonna lie. But I have the front guns ready. We know it's him or us. If he has AP loaded, comes around that corner and shoots my broadside, I die. If he comes around the corner broadside, I kill him. But you can see he fires his guns at our teammate and gets yeeted. Yeeted! As he should. That thing's got a double skyscraper as a citadel right in the middle of the ship. Also, watch this damage control. There was less than 10 seconds left on that damage control, or on the fires. So there was no reason for me to damage control that, and that could absolutely have cost me my life. But we take a shot at the Alaska here, and we do absolutely clean the Alaska's clock. I mean, we were getting some fantastic RNG during this match. Like, you can't argue with it. Now, part of me wanted to reverse and hit this freaking Yama, but the other part of me thought, okay, well, if I reverse, I'm putting myself at a disadvantage because my butt's going to show before I can shoot my front guns, and that's no bueno. Nobody wants to lead with their butt, okay? It's just not a good look. So, instead, there's jokes there, I know. Trust me, I'm trying. I'm trying to keep it PG. But anyway, as we go out of the thing, luckily we didn't get hit with another flood because that would have killed us. And that would have been the perfect ending for this match because we're at 28 planes shot down in a freaking Yamato, right? And right now I am begging, as you saw the Yamato turned away from us, I am begging as I see the more planes are on their way. I'm like, oh no, he's going to kill me before I get a chance to shoot this Yamato. He's going to kill me before I can shoot the Yamato. You can see everybody pinging the map like, oh, yes, you guys have been hiding in the back of the map the entire game. You tell me where the enemy is, okay? Please, by all means. I don't know where they're at. I've been absolutely crapped on by this freaking carrier the entire game. But watch this next shot. Remember the RNG that we were getting? Watch this. Look at that grouping! Blam! Right through the backside. Roto-Rooter action just for him. Just absolutely smashing him again. Now that was 5 out of 9 shells, but that's still over half the shells landing. And we end up with 1,467 health, and that's when the planes were spotted again, folks. Here they come. Here they come to wreck the day. Oh, God. Please, planes, go away. I already got my clear skies. You don't have to come at me anymore. Oh, they're on their way. And, fortunately, the game ends. Yay. We pick up our Dreadnought to get a little bit more XP out of it. But that was just a fun game. I had a good time in this one. But 3,347 base XP, top of the leaderboard with more medals than a North Korean general. Not too shabby. So, with that, let's get on to game number 2. And I know what you're thinking. Oh God, Spartans on Two Brothers. You know what that means. Unfortunately not. See, I didn't spawn mid, and if I don't spawn mid, I generally don't go up the middle. Though I would love to go up the middle. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little tempted. I was a little tempted to go up the middle because of what occurs on my side of the map. You'll see as we get there. But what we get to show is the Yamato just being a Yamato, okay? A lot of people think that Yamato, A, can't brawl, which we already showed is not the case. You absolutely can. You just got to keep your head on a swivel and make sure that nobody gets your broadside. And if they do get your broadside, that you kill them before they kill you, right? So you got to pay attention to what's going on. But when a Yamato is bowing and there ain't a Yamato or a Musashi against it, it's a pain in the butt to get rid of because it doesn't, unlike the Montana and the Gross Occur First, does not have a massive superstructure capable of eating a gajillion amounts of damage, right? That is not the case for the Yamato. Yamato will give you maybe 20, 22,000 damage if you get a really good salvo early, and then from then it's saturated and it is stingy as crap. Meaning that a lot of times if a Yamato is played well and it's stuck in an area that you really can't flank it, you end up switching to HE, which doesn't feel good. I'll be real honest. Nobody likes to switch to HE in Battleship. Well, I say nobody. I don't like to switch to HE in battleships, unless, of course, I'm in a Conqueror or something like that. But generally speaking, I like to use AP because I feel like it's the skill ammo type, you know? The one that requires actually aiming and being able to place it in positions where you know you can do some damage, whether it be superstructures, whether it be aiming for weak spots on ships, and it is also the one that rewards you the most when you get it right, which is why we get those big booms. But as we get the Brisbane spotted here, look at this. I have to spot my own ships. This is rude, okay? I'm in a Yamato, okay? I shouldn't have to be spotting my own ships. Now, you can see as I use the island here to cover myself because 9 times out of 10, whatever's over here ends up dropping torpedoes, right? So we want to get to the inside. Now, the other thing I want you guys to pay attention to is one destroyer is going to get spotted on the right flank, and then I'm going to be picked up as a location soon enough. And when the Brisbane isn't there to actively line of sight spot me, I don't get spotted. Meaning, there's no destroyer on this flank, which is much appreciated. red team. Anytime that you see a destroyer go up the middle, look, see how I switched to located? And I know that I'm not line of sight, or I'm not spotted. So that means the destroyer's not on the left side, because he'd be spotting me right now. You know he'd be trying to torque me. So what do I deduce? Watch this. I ping the map. I'm like, hey fellas, there's somebody in the middle of the map. Alright? And this is well before he ever gets detected. But this is the little cues that you gotta pick up on as you're playing the game, right? Like the more, oh my god. Everything that we had in RNG in the last game, we're not getting in this one. So I hope you guys are ready, because that's the kind of RNG I'm gonna get for the entire game. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And this Brisbane, in particular, is gonna get away with way more way more bullcrap than he should be. This man has just been going broadside left, right, and center, and there's the Kleber spotted on the minimap. See what I'm saying? And you can see, like, we've got the Alaska there. He's pinging the map. Like, our guys are doing the thing. It's like, I warned y'all. I told you the destroyer was there, and fortunately, our destroyer is coming back. Turns out, our destroyer is a Kleber as well. So, that's good. We also have a battleship back there, and a cruiser behind me that could potentially help. But as the Brisbane starts to come around, you can see I'm already salivating. I'm like, all right, let's move forward. We'll catch him when he comes around the island. To the guy's credit, all right, I understand how frustrating it can be to be in his situation. We talked about this on the last live stream when I was in the Mino, the last game of the last live stream, where, like, I don't get to use the ship the way it's meant to be used. I end up having to do what this guy's doing, which is just be an absolute lunatic. And unfortunately for him, his luck is about to run out. Because once you get to a point where you are no longer mobile because you beat yourself on an island and now you're bow in, I can absolutely citadel you through the bow. Like, that's not a question. So can anything that overmatches you. Which means that every battleship and every supercruiser that potentially spawns here can absolutely overmatch you. Now, obviously, the cruiser that's behind me isn't a supercruiser, but look at this next shot. How does he survive it? He gets away with it. One shell manages to hit him. And it's the Citadel, of course. But if we could have got 2 shells, he's dead man. But nope, only one. 1 shell to rue them all. But you may have noticed our destroyer has now come back. They are about to engage in close quarters knife combat. One Kleber to the other. May the best man win. Or both of them trade. I don't care which, just as long as they're both, or one of them is dead and it's not ours, that would be preferable. But as we've now cleared the Brisbane, he is the DPM monster, and now we can start to move forward. And the Shima is none the happier about it. That man is like, I am going to go all the way around the map, and that Brisbane was holding me up. So now we pull forward, we start to engage the Grossicar first. And normally you'd be like, well, you're in secondary range, Spartan, you don't want that. Well, it's a freaking Grossicar first. It's got about as good as secondaries as like a Bismarck. Like, it's not scary, okay? It's not a Schlieffen, it's not a Colombo, it's not a Michelangelo. It's nothing that has ridiculous secondaries. It's not a Brandenburg. Like, it's literally got a lot of secondaries, but they're not all that useful, okay? We've talked about this. And this Yama, I mean, this man's lucky to just not be outright removed for being this stupid. Like, I have a beautiful look. And the only reason I didn't bother trying to get the rear guns there, too, is because I was at least somewhat worried, because I was spotted that if I shot him and I was capable of shooting him, he's absolutely capable of shooting me back, and I wouldn't get the benefit of the doubt. You know, that's just the way I see things. I'm like, if I can shoot him, he can also shoot me. Going broadside seems like a bad strategy. Ask him. But that forces him to reverse, and now what happens next is Shima has been unleashed in their backfield. And that is no bueno for some camping battleships, right? Get a couple of Yamas sitting back there in the back, and they are just getting absolutely roasted by the Shima's torpedoes, as I believe the first Yama goes down here. And the other Yama is over-angled as well. We take a shot at him, and then I get the worst RNG on the planet. They overshot him. I aimed waterline, and they all overshot him. That is just unfortunate. But you'll notice that both of the destroyers that went to the middle died. So our destroyer did his job, came back. He traded. That's fine with me. I don't mind that. Yes, it would have been preferable if he survived, but the fact that he was able to at least trade means that we no longer have to worry about the center of the map, and that is a big deal, which allows me to start to potentially move forward. Now, I don't want to start moving forward until we get rid of this gross occur first, because I don't overmatch gross occur first, meaning I have to nickel and dime him over time. Right, which is why I keep shooting his superstructure and his guns here as he's starting to reverse away as we go for superstructure. Watch this next shot, right towards the gun. That's going to reduce his amount of DPM that he can shoot back at me with that HE that he's trying to shoot now. And so that's also a big help, right? Not only that, we get a chance to potentially permanently knock it out. You can see he gets the double fire there. We go ahead and damage control that. And then as he starts pushing in, this is what I was worried about. If I push towards him, he rushes me like this, he gets my broadside, I'm just dead. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. He's going to kill me before I can kill him, most likely. So we have to stay stuck in. We're limiting who can shoot us. The Yamas or nobody else can shoot us. It's just the GK. So, and then our secondary sets the fire. So that's hilarious, because we also have secondaries. But then he shoots us with HE, gets another fire. The Conqueror is shooting him. And between all of us shooting him, he's not long for this world as the Worcester gets the kill. Now that he's gone, unleash the dogs of war. We are on our way to feast upon the backsides of the potatoes. Well, at least that's what I was thinking. And then I remember that I don't run propulsion mod, right? You guys know this. I tend to be always moving most of the time. So in a situation like this, it becomes blatantly obvious that I'm not running propulsion mod because it takes forever to get up to speed. And it also reminds you just how slow this fucking ship actually is, especially when you're running like gyrating drill bits and all that stuff that you know I run, right? So because of that, it's going to take me way longer to get over here than I would have liked. But again, this is a situation that I don't find myself in a lot where I need that propulsion mod to get up into battle. Most of the time, I'm already there, right? I'm already moving. So propulsion mod doesn't usually help me as much as steering gears, where I'm dodging torpedoes or doing the dreadnought shuffle and all that stuff. Like, steering gears helps me more often than the few situations that I find myself where propulsion mod comes in handy. And that's just me, personally, for my playstyle. I know a lot of people prefer propulsion mod, and that's fine. But that's the beauty of the game. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Well, there's absolutely wrong ways to do it. I mean, look at the enemy team. With them never leaving their spawn and then all just getting feasted on by sitting still. And then worse for them is now you've got very angry 18-inch guns about to roll around the corner and start unleashing all holy hell on you. But the next interesting thing to occur is the fact that our Shima gets into a gunfight with their Shima, which is preferable for me because, again, our Shima, full health, their Shima, I don't know how much health he's got, but if he's out there attacking him, he's not attacking me. And that's why I say it's perfect. But as we come around the corner, you can see I'm using my last heal, and then I get spotted by their destroyer before I get to come up here and slam these guys, unfortunately. But Mino panic smokes immediately, but rolls through the smoke, and we get him spotted. We're going to go ahead and take that shot into the Mino. We know exactly where he's at, and he's going to get real lucky to not just be outright deleted, because we slapped him real good. And you can see that their Shima is going out there. Their Shima is half health going into this gunfight. Explain to me how our Shima almost loses that gunfight to that man. Coming in with a half health advantage. Now, Yama being broadside here, we use the island to protect us from torpedoes, which we already seen. We get a double citadel on this Yama again. It's the second time, or third time, a Yama has gotten away with not being outright removed. Being this broadside is ridiculous. I don't understand it. But worse than that, he's going to get away with even more. Because watch this next shot. He's reversing, right? I aim at him. He starts to go forward. These shells are going to hit the water. And I about threw my controller again. I hate how the game detects movement, okay? Like, I hate it. I aimed at a spot. That's where the shells should go. Not, oh, the ship is drifting backwards, and even though you aimed here, the shells are going to go over here because that's where the ship is going. No. I aim to a point. You shoot where I aim, not where you want to aim, game. But as we laugh here as the Mino, sitting in a smoke screen, eats torpedoes and gets dev struck. Boop. Like, Do you think these people would learn after a while? Like, that Sejong's been over there the whole time, launching torpedoes left, right, and center, somehow still alive, despite having, you know, a Mino and a Marlboro over there and everything. Like, this guy's been over there the whole game, right? He's still alive, and yet this man's sitting in the smoke screen, firing his guns away all willy-nilly, like, not a care in the world. But, funnily enough, this Marlboro does end up kind of, like, doing his best to mitigate damage from me while also farming me for damage, which is fine, but it is funny because he ends up, like, getting the worst RNG on the planet. Everything that I have been screwed with RNG up to this point is about to come full circle, because as we've said many and many a times in World of Warships Legends, RNG giveth, and RNG taketh away. Take it away, Yama. Wait for it. Did you see that heat seeker shell go through the cheek into a citadel? I'd be upset if I was him. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed another 200k game, Confederate, high caliber, top of the leaderboard, 2730 base XP, double feature day in Yama. So let me know what you guys think, and if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.